Good evening, I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson.
And I'm Army Sergeant Jim Powers.
Well, it's good to be back, believe it or not. And while I was gone, the world did continue to... What?
You better get your...
Good evening, I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson.
And I'm Army Sergeant Jim Powers.
Well, believe it or not, it's good to be back. And while I was gone, the world did continue to turn, as did activities in and around the Norddeutschland area continue to happen. One thing that I was back in time for was the inauguration of a new service. Well, actually, it's an old service in a new form. Take a
Another change took place recently.
Hey, quit fucking around, all right?
Come on, let's do it here. I'm blaming Joe for that. Okay. Another change took place recently, this one involving D Troop, 2nd of the 1st Cavalry. And Specialist Rick Lewis has that story.
and entertainment from the rodeo over the weekend. Take a look at that. Did he have that right? I don't know. Sometimes I don't think that's the right thing.
Bye.
Okay, I'm ready.
Bye.
And with a look at the... okay, we'll do it
again.
I'm ready.
5. 5.
And with a look at the upcoming events and activities around the Clay area, here's Lorraine Clements from the Clay Public Affairs Office. I'll do
Stand
the time.
by.
Thanks, Lorraine. If you're a photo buff, or maybe if you'd like to get into photography, AFRTS has a deal for you. To tell us more about that, here's Bremerhaven Exchange Manager, Mr. Harold Boswell.
Stand by.
Thank you, Lorraine. Well, if you're a photo buff or maybe you'd like to get into photography, AFRTS has a deal for you. To tell us more about that, here's AFRTS Exchange Manager from Bremerhaven, Mr. Harold Boswell. Does that make sense? I guess. More Gollum threw that in.
Not on his script. His script.
I know, I just threw it in.
5.
4.
3.
We'll be back with Gollum. And we'll have more Gollum for you right after this message.
This is all on tape, you guys.
Come on, Joe!
Phew, it's getting hot.
Oh, he's holding up the show.
Jesus. Okay, I'm ready. Woo. There's 2 people on an elevator and one guy farts. Everyone knows who did it. It used to go faster when Gagne was here. Go ahead.
Try it again. I mean, is it okay to go?
We should still be rolling. Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2.
Tom, do you use your seatbelt everywhere you go somewhere in your car? You know, like, do you go to the potty before you go?
What the hell should I tell you? You know, what are you, writing a book? Okay.
Everywhere you go somewhere?
Does it say that? Doesn't say that on mine. Damn, same typewriter did that too. Every time you
Stand by.
Okay.
4, 3.
Tom, do you still wear your Pampers? Okay, we're even now. We're even.
What do you think?
Okay, we're even.
Okay. God, I love this guy.
Joe, quick question.
Wait a minute. This is too soon here. Okay.
3.
Tom, do you still use your seatbelt every time you go somewhere in your car?
What does it
Look
say
it up.
still? What does it say still?
Okay, okay.
Do you use?
Do you use? Tom, do you use your seatbelt every time you go somewhere in your car?
I guess you don't even have to say car.
Take 6.
Okay, here we go.
You're never going to make your date tonight, Joe.
Seating.
Tom, do you still use your seat?
Just do it one time,
Okay.
please.
Tom, do you use your seatbelt every time you go somewhere in your car? Don't do this to me. I'm ready.
I'm not. Stand by.
Tom, do you wear your seatbelt every time you go somewhere in your car?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, about 2 years ago, I was in an accident, hit a truck going about 65 miles an hour, and if it weren't for the seatbelt, I probably wouldn't be sitting here tonight. So, yeah, I always use it.
That's too bad. I'm sorry.
You look like you wanted to say something, didn't you?
Stand by. For news. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue.
Tom, do you use your seatbelt? I thought we were going to go for it that time.
You were wrong. Okay.
Idiot.
Well, a lot has happened since I've been gone. And,
Yeah.
okay, I'm ready. Commercial is ending. And
All right.
Stand by. 5.
Tom, do you use your seatbelt every time you go somewhere in your car?
Yeah, matter of fact, I do. About 2 years ago, I was involved in an accident. Pretty bad one, too, but I was wearing my seatbelt, and it kept me right in the seat where I was supposed to be. And probably if it wasn't for the seatbelt, I wouldn't be here right now tonight. So, yeah, I do wear it all the time.
Well, you know, Tom, a lot of people still aren't wearing their seatbelts, and according to the... Our cameras were there and caught the following action.
Buckle up.
Formerly in the morning, and silently follow a rigorous routine of deliberate body movements. Body and mind. As with any sport, there are individuals that come to their own drummer.
For this week's Gallimaufry, whoops. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's Gallimaufry. We'll be back next week with much, much more stuff happening in and around the Norddeutschland area. Join us then. Before we go, though, I'd like to say a few words of thanks to Joe Williams, our director on tonight's show, and to the lady standing back there behind the camera, Cindy Dahl. Thanks a lot, folks. And I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. I'll see you next week. Till then, have a good one.
Army Sergeant Jim Powers here. Quincy is next on AFN TV.
Oh, the camera's not on. Hold it. Hold on.
Camera is not on in here.
Flip the switch up.
Flip the
See,
switch
you know where
up.
you turn it on at? On the camera?
They came in and turned the...
I had Ed. When you walk up over here.
What the hell is that? Williams, what are you doing?
Stand by.
What are we doing?
The close again.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
4.
Give her enough time to get out of the camera outside.
And that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll be back again next week with more Gallimaufry, much more happenings in and around the Norddeutschland military community. Until then, have a good week. But before we go, one last thing. I'd like to say thanks to our director on tonight's show, Specialist Joe Williams. And thank you to the other people who were instrumental in making this show possible. Rick Lewis, Gary Hall, Owen Roach, and last but not least, Cindy Dahl, standing back there behind the cameras. Thanks, everybody. I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. Good night.
Army Sergeant Jim Powers here. Quincy is next on AFN TV.
Good evening, I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. Jim Powers is on leave this week. Well, if you tuned in last week to watch Gallimaufry, you probably figured it out that the show wasn't on. That's true. The show was ready to go on about a half hour before. It did make it, though. We had a few problems, and, well, I think we've got that squared away tonight, so we've got a lot of things to catch up on, and we'll be doing that, what the hell was I talking about here? Right after this message. That sounded too involved. I'm not going to go into an explanation of what happened. Good evening, I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. Jim Powers is on leave this week. Well, if you tuned in to watch the show last week, and I know we told a lot of people it was going to be on, you may have noticed that it wasn't. A few problems along the way. We've got them all ironed out this week, hopefully, and we'll be bringing you everything that we were going to bring you last week, this week, plus some other things, and we'll do that beginning right after this message. Why? What'd I do?
I was zooming when you started.
Oh, I didn't do anything. Ready? If you're a soccer fan, then you probably know by now that our own NDL players captured the USERER championships recently. If you're not a soccer fan, then if you're you ready? Sorry. If you're a soccer fan, you probably realize that our very own NDL players recently captured the USERER championship, soccer championship. Boy. If you're a soccer fan, then you probably realize or know by now that our own NDL players recently captured the USERER Soccer Championships. If you're not a soccer fan, well, the fact remains the same, but maybe you haven't heard the story yet. After bringing home the title, a ceremony game was assigned by all the players and then awarded to NDL Community Commander Brigadier General Thomas Tate. General Tate then presented certificates of achievement to the team members. Also during the ceremony, awards were handed out to the winners in the USERER Arts and Crafts contest. Sergeant First Class Michael Nagy of HHC 266 took second place in the Leather Division. He also finished first in the All-Army competition. First Lieutenant Franklin Hoffman of B Battery, 4th of the 3rd, picked up first place in the Leather category. Both Sergeant Nagy and Lieutenant Hoffman received certificates and a check from USERER. Now, the bowling. The long bowling season finally came to an end recently for members of the 21st Support Command unit-level bowling teams. Does that sound right? That's not what I wrote. Oh, unit-level, okay. The long bowling season finally came to a close recently for the unit-level bowlers in the 21st Support Command. The 5 teams that made it to the finals competed right here in Bremerhaven, and this is how it all turned out. What a look. And you're watching Gallimaufry, and you're in tune with NDL. We'll be right back. No. This week we begin a new feature as we... Oh, let me get my hand up here so I don't look like I'm jerking around. This week we begin a new feature as we spotlight one of the units here in northern Germany. Our first unit spotlight falls on one of the units that's got a long history, a proud one at that, and this week they're extremely busy as well. Dog breath. Oh. Think of the problems we'll have once a month with her in. Oh. Well, come November, I guess we'll find out whether or not we're... The renovation project at the Bremerhaven Exchange is coming right along. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go with a list of things. Okay, sorry. That's what I get for reading my script. To get one, just see your art in a variety of activities, including cooking, sports and music, singing, arts and craft... Ah, hell. Wait a minute. Just keep rolling. During the camp, they took part in a variety of activities, including cooking, sports, music and singing, arts and crafts, Indian lore, and they even learned about cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR as it's more commonly called. The summer camp provides the boys with something to do while school is out, and it also teaches them leadership skills and shows them how they can achieve a common goal through teamwork. Each of the scouts has a different opinion of the camp, and each had their own favorite part of the day. Okay. Now, come back.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Maynard. First, before we go on, I'd just like to say that I did eat at the dining facility today, and my stomach is rather upset. So you'll have to excuse me. If I look like I'm having a little gas, I am. I'd like to thank Cubmaster Paul Brower and his staff for an enjoyable afternoon while we were after this. Thing here. They are red, white, and blue. I'm a patriotic motherfucker. Along with my black pants and my Nikes, my gray Nikes, the official shoe of Gallimaufry. Okay. Okay, you're still going? Just in case we couldn't edit it tight enough with all that other crap about the dining facility. You know, I'd again like to comment on the fact that my stomach is really upset now. Okay, no. The people from the Bremerhaven Medac had their organization day some time back. Our minicam was... Just in case we couldn't edit it tight enough with all that other crap about the dining facility. You know, I'd again like to comment on the fact that my stomach is really upset now. Okay, no. The people from the Bremerhaven Medac had their organization day some time back. Our minicam was on the scene, and they recorded these happy people. We. Okay. People from the Medac recently held their organization day, and they sure did. The people from the Medac recently held their organization day. Our cameras were on hand to record these happy people.
Real close on your face with a smile. Okay.
Believe it or not, no, last but not least tonight, it is National... Oh, yeah, that's right. And last but not least this evening... did you know that it's National Smile Week? That's right, this is National Smile Week, designated the first week of August every year. Well, we went out recently and actually, I'll start over. Okay, I'll just say we can smile. It's hard to smile. Why am I doing this? Well, because it's National Smile Week. Did you know that? That's true. First week of August is always marked as National Smile Week, this year being no different. And now tonight we've got some smiles we'd like to share with you, along with some music by, who is that? Probably wondering why I'm sitting here smiling like this. No, it's not because I ate at the dining facility today for lunch. It's because it's National Smile Week, actually. Yes, this is National Smile Week. The first week in August is always designated as such. And we've got some smiles to share with you this evening, along with some music I think you're going to enjoy. I'm sitting here marking my script and talking to the people off camera and stuff. That way I can say how long till the scene where the music's playing and everything, and it's coming. Yeah, all that too, and everything. Everybody's gone. Good evening. I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. Jim Powers is on leave this week. What'd you think of that? Pretty good, huh? Decent. Hey, well, you don't want to say that, actually, because, you know. I say, what do you think of these grand opening things? Sure. See these grand opening signs? Aren't they cool or what?
Great.
All righty, that's going to wrap her up for this week, just like a Tootsie Roll. And I'd like to thank all the people. They know who they are, too small to mention. And especially my mother for going through labor pains and having me. CNN Headline News comes your way next. I'm Air Force Sergeant Tom Swanson. Have a good week. Makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you. What is that? Fluttering. This light here's going nuts. It's strobing out on me. Oh well. Can you see that in the camera? Okay.
See what?
It's strobing. See it?
It's a disco.
See, look. There.